And welcome back to the studio for Badger Speaks, the Week 10 edition, as we talk to the Do-Si-Do, we review for Throwback Week, and we go over the playoff scenarios. And a lot of reasons for that song. One, we just got hit by a hurricane here at the SFL headquarters, and the Alabama Do-Si-Do walked out to that song and had a great week this week. And plus, it was a hell of a show for three of the OG franchises in the SFL as we talk to the commissioner review Week 9, Throwback Week. How you doing, Commissioner?
Great to be here. Let's get it started.
Let's get it started here. Two potential franchises, the Polyester Dynamo and Killer Gorillas going at it, and what do you know? Polyester Dynamo dominant again.
Yeah, I think their defense effect hasn't really been noted. I mean, the Killer Gorillas only 59 points. I like how you put no good players this week. Wow.
And Kyler Murray, Dalvin Cook, fantastic in this one. 73 points combined. That is the record for a QB and running back. 117-59 performance. Polyester Dynamo wins. They are now 4-0 on Throwback Week. And I talked to Clay over the weekend. He said there is a great chance Polyester Dynamo is in there next year in 2021. As we talk about the Milk and Cheese, and shame on you, the 2016 SFL Herb Cup rematch. It was Milk and Cheese from the start. Davante Adams, huge on Thursday Night Football.
Nate needed this. He was a must-win. And he's going to have to win out probably to give himself a good chance, and he got a huge win here.
And who do you know? Injuries start coming back for the Tribe. Christian McCaffrey returns and dominates against Kansas City. 26 points from CMC. Unfortunately, injury at the end of the match, but he still dominated in Week 9. They get the win, 116-76 over Shame on You. What a great performance and a must-win game for Milk and Cheese. They take on Boss Hog next week. Up next, we got the Imaginary Fighters, who won last year on Throwback Week against the Cheddar Dogs. And Imaginary Fighters and the Cheddar Dogs had a back-and-forth battle at 1 o'clock, but Imaginary Fighters took over with their Kansas City boys, Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, big win. I mean, this is going to be a matchup. They were both in the playoff race, and Alex took a huge advantage here.
97-72, this was a huge game for the playoffs. The Imaginary Fighters and the Alabama Do-Si-Do take over the 4 seed. And now we look at the standings. Division Ika is led by Extremely Explicit. They are now 1 win away from taking over Division Ika for the first time in their history. Division Can looking like it's going to be Suburban Icons as they took a 2-game lead over Boss Hog, and they look like they're going to win that division as well. It looks like he's going to be the first owner in SFL history to win both divisions, Ika and Can. That would be a hell of a feat. Now we look at the team playoff scenarios. We're looking at the teams and how they're going to make it into the Herb Cup. First up, Suburban Icon. They are now 7-2, and they clinched this week with a win over the Killer Gorillas and Boss Hog. They have a pretty easy upcoming schedule. The Devil Dogs next week, and if they win next week and have 2 losses with the Extremely Explicit losing the Do-Si-Do and Boss Hog against the Tribe, they would clinch the 1st seed. That would be a hell of a feat. That would be the first time Suburban Icons clinched the number 1 seeds in 2017. Up next, we got the 2 seed, Extremely Explicit, and they can clinch this weekend with a win over the Do-Si-Do. Because of points, because they are killing everyone in points. No matter what, they have an advantage there. Pretty much over 2.5-point game over any of the other playoff teams.
But this is still a big week for them because they're going to go against the number 1 seed Suburban, and then you're going to have Nate in Week 12, and that's no easy matchup now with his team back. So This is a big win against Alex.
Yeah, if he goes 0-3, that could be a lot of trouble. If he misses the playoffs after the great start he had, that'd be trouble. Boss Hog, I feel like, is in trouble, but they do have a favorable schedule against the 4, 5, and 6 seed over the next couple of weeks. If they lose to the Tribe this week, watch out because they are struggling on the roster. It's the same scenario as Noah, though. If they can clinch with a win and a Devil Dog loss against Suburban Icon, that'd be big for the Boss Hog. But watch out because they are struggling right now.
This is my pick to miss the playoffs. Boss Hog will miss the playoffs, in my opinion. Wow. I just think their team is demolished. I think they're going to get destroyed for the rest of the season.
Wow. Now we look at the Alabama Do-Si-Do. We're going to talk to him in a moment, but what a freaking performance they had last week. They have put up over 90 points in every single game. That is the only team in the SFL to do so. They have some big games coming up. Boss Hog in Week 11, that's going to be a huge game. They could potentially get the 3 seed. They can't get the 2 seed due to the Suburban Icon going to take the division, but they still can make the 3 seed. If they go 0-3, 1 or 2, they could easily lose. I think they are definitely on the bubble to lose this year. Devil Dogs are up next. Injuries have bit them in the ass. A little bit more in the Tribe actually over the last couple of weeks. But we look at their upcoming schedule. They got Weeky Watchy in Week 11 and Boss Hog in Week 12. They have to win out and have a lot of stuff happen for them to make the playoffs. And it's the same goes with the Tribe. But I got a feeling that the Tribe are just getting going. They're only 3-7, but they have 3 huge matchups against playoff potential missing teams.
Yeah, he's going to have to win out, and I think he can do it.
Boss Hog, Devil Dogs, and Extremely Explicit Week 12. That's going to be a big one there to potentially make the playoffs. There are your playoff scenarios, and we're going to do the play of the week. It's the boy, Dalvin Cook.
Wade, he was in COVID restriction. Here's the first down handoff, and Cook, like a bullet break. Oh, he's gone! There he goes, galloping, chased on the play by Curson. True fun. Give him 6. What?
So unfortunately, we were unable to reach the Alabama Do-Si-Do. They are busy with everything going up there in Montgomery, Alabama. But here with the commissioner, we just talked to you about Week 9. We're going to talk about the future here. How you doing, Commissioner?
I'm great to stay.
So how has the league looked so far in 2020?
It's looked great. It has always looked great, let's be honest. It would be nice to have Elijah back. It's been a little empty without him. Mm-hmm. It would be nice to get him back in the chat in a couple weeks. But it's been a great year. Badgers is booming. Business is booming.
So what is your biggest surprise so far in 2020?
Not a whole lot of surprises. It's just been a good year. A lot of injuries. We kind of expected that a bit. Mm-hmm. I'd say Nate. If you were to look at the standings, it's kind of an odd thing to see him tied for last. I guess in last outright with the points. But I think he'll get it going. I think we're going to have a great finish here.
So we're going to talk about the future, and obviously we're all wondering, where is that 8th member going to come from? Is there anything going on with the 8th member? How are we going to find that out?
Look, there's no secret, guys. We're fine with 6. I mean, this league is fine as it is. Would it be great to add an 8th, let Ryan come in? It would be awesome. So we got to find one. We have a year to do it. I feel like we can. If we don't, I mean, we're fine with how we are. But, yeah, if you see a member walking on the streets that like fantasy football, grab his phone number. It's not gay.
Thank you for that answer, Commissioner. And obviously one of the more exciting parts of this next season is we could be starting the travel drafts for the first time in our history. We've been doing it here in the headquarters. Now we can do it somewhere else. Is there any location about the travel draft, and how are we to get that money to get it out?
Well, I mean, I thought there was a lot of talk about the travel draft being in 2 years. And that's, I brought it up at the meeting. Mm-hmm. But there's no reason we can't do it this year, right? We don't have to go far. We could be 10 minutes away. Just get a house. Maybe a couple nights. We already have $100 in the account, basically. Mm-hmm. We have the entry fees from next year. If we all put in 50, we had 8 members. That's $400 plus the league winnings from this year. If someone wants to put some of that back in, we'd have plenty of money. I think it'd be a huge step for the league.
And actually, the most fun part of this offseason, it was the pick clauses. Pick clauses are up there, but the offseason events were just a blast. We got Suburban Golf and the Do-Si-Do 5K. What's going to happen this winter? Are there going to be more events?
I hope so. They're a lot of fun to do. We had that cooking contest. Don't forget that one.
Yeah.
I think we can add some more. Why not? I mean, they're fun to do.
Yep. I heard Wiki Watchy War could happen in the winter. Do-Si-Do is already scheduled for the winter, and Suburban Golf, there's been talks about it. Last question for you, Commissioner. Who will you be rooting for in the 2020 Herb Cup? Who is your pick?
So to get there, I would say, that's tough. I would say Alex and Noah, in the Herb Cup, gets us a new fresh look. I mean, someone's going to be a new champion in the SOFL.
Yep.
And then from there, whoever wins it, wins it. I wouldn't root for anyone per se. That'd be a good match to see.
How incredible it would be to see Alex and Ryan hosting the Herb Cup. And how Noah, after all these years, 2 losses in the Herb Cup, he finally gets to hoist one. Thank you for joining us, Commissioner. Up next, we got the predicts of Week 10. We are back here for Badger Predicts. So far, I'm 18-9 on the year. Went 3-0 last week in a great performance, and we're looking to step up here in Week 10. We'll start out with the game of the week. Extremely Explicit looking to clinch with their first playoff berth since 2017 against the Do-Si-Do, who are on a hell of a streak right now. And expect the big battle. There's 2 big battles in this matchup. Alvin Kamara against James Robinson. That's going to be a fun one to watch. I actually think James Robinson could easily win that one. Another one, watch out for that Seahawks-Rams game. That's going to be crucial in this matchup. Robert Woods and DK Metcalf on Extremely Explicit side. And the Alabama Do-Si-Do have Russell Wilson, likely DJ Dallas, and Cooper Kupp. I'm going to go Alabama here. So we home Alabama in this one. 104-102, Nick Chubb back. But James Robinson could be too much for Extremely Explicit to clinch this week. Up next, we got Boss Hog and Wiki Watching, 2 teams that have been struggling so far with everything, really. And we look at Boss Hog. They're going to be the first team in SFL history, and remember this, to start both of their historic keepers. They're going to have Ronald Jones and DeAndre Swift. That's some history right there. And expect the big battle here to be between the quarterbacks, Josh Allen versus Aaron Rodgers. And a very likely scenario is Rodgers wins and Wikiwachi blows him out. But if Josh Allen wins, that could be the edge there for that team. But I'm going Tribe here. 117-101. I just think Devontae Adams and that team is just too much for Boss Hog as they fall 4 straight. Up next, we got the Devil Dogs looking to get back on track against Suburban Icon, who have clinched and are looking to clinch the number 1 seed this week against the Dogs. Expect the big one here to be at quarterback, Deshaun Watson and Kyler Murray. A lot of quarterback battles, especially this week. But I'm going to go with those sturdy running backs over there in Icon, and I'm going to go with a absolutely monstrous week, 128-96. Hey, what are you going to do, man? Kyler Murray and Deshaun Watson, I have both of our MVPs. Do expect both of them to have good games, but Murray is just going to be too much. That does it here for Badger Predicts in Week 10. Good luck to you.